So we're not having the best morning. We were just closing the door and the handle went. And now we can't open it or close it. I think that's closed, isn't it? Just see if you can lock it. Yes. At least we can lock the van.
What just happened?
What?
What just happened?
So the door wasn't working at all. The handle was completely dead. We've just locked it and now it's working again.
We need to be really gentle with it. That's a lesson, isn't it? That's truly going, stop slamming me.
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
The funny thing about the door is it's actually working better now than it did before. So I don't know, I've managed to reset something by accident, I think. If anybody understands the mechanics of doors, why it works with the thing, the handle was loose, like the cable had broken. I don't know. Anyway, back to today. The plan today, we were going to drive from Bosnia over the border in South Bosnia to Montenegro. But after doing a lot of research online, I just love the old cars. There's just old cars everywhere here. There's another one, an old VW. So yeah, after doing the research online, there was a lot of people that said you can't actually buy your green card insurance on the border with Bosnia and Montenegro.
On the small crossings on the weekend.
Yeah, and it's a Saturday today. So we think the safest option, rather than driving all the way down there to then leave Bosnia and have a problem getting into Montenegro without the insurance, we know that they sell insurance on the Croatian-Montenegro border, so we're gonna head back into Croatia. It's only probably about an extra 10 miles, if that, just to go. It's literally Croatia is the other side of this mountains here. So yeah, we're gonna do that today, and then try and get into Montenegro if all goes according to plan. And the small roads continue. Professional driver.
We have a family joke. That's why Chris keeps saying that. The roads have been really good actually. We've just come off a little bit. Oh, there's an Italian bus.
There's another motorhome.
Yeah, in the back end of Beyond. You meet the most fascinating people actually, all travelling for different reasons. We're just nuts.
I just love all the old cars as you drive around Bosnia. It is literally like going back to the 80s and 90s. It's like we've gone back in time, isn't it? 1 minute we're in the town and the next minute we're going down dirt roads. Look at the road. It's Mongolia style. Have we taken a wrong turn? I think this road may be closed because it looks like it hasn't even been built yet, but it's on the sat nav.
I think it's that way, isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That way or that way?
I think we should go on that road.
I think it's going to join there.
Oh, it is going to join there. It is going to join there, you're right.
Okay, good news, we're back to modern roads. Well, modern for this stretch of road. Stay off the beaten track, they tell you. I'm not sure what sort of border crossing it's going to lead us up to. Okay, we are officially back on proper roads. Croatia, here we come. So we've just stopped off at a petrol station to fill up before we cross the border. So it's 206 km per litre here, which I think is about 10p less a litre than Croatia. So we've left Bosnia now and we're just joining, there's only a small queue going into Croatia, but it is Saturday as well. While we're sat here in the queue, I've actually just checked the currency converter to check how much it was for the fuel. And it was
87p a litre.
How cheap is that? 87p a litre. But I think it's going to get cheaper as we get further out of the EU. 20 minutes later, we are back in Croatia, and now we're going to wind our way down the coastline towards Montenegro. We are officially in Montenegro! Woohoo! Country number 25 for Tread the Globe. Yeah, the border crossing was quite easy. We had to buy a green card as we entered in, but there's a building there, it's all very clear, they just direct you. We do, however, have to register with the police within the first 24 hours of being in the country, and that is, we asked them where can we do that, and they said it has to be a campsite or a hotel. So I think that's because wild camping is officially illegal. They're making you go somewhere for a night so that they register for you. So we're gonna have to try and find somewhere tonight, a campsite or something that can register for us. And these roadworks are going on for a very long time. Trudy's getting a workout today. We're heading to the town of Kotor. We haven't got access to any maps at the moment because we've got no internet or SIM card. We're using our iPad with Maps Me there. Seems to be working pretty good.
Because our sat nav keeps dying.
So we've just stopped off at this cafe behind us and used their Wi-Fi. One of the things when you cross the border, no Wi-Fi, no SIM cards, but you need to obviously try and find somewhere. So we found a little €15 a night hostel down in the town with parking opposite. So they will be able to register us, and we might as well use their Wi-Fi and their shower, which saves us buying a SIM card. So it sounds like a good deal to me. We're just driving around to Kotor, and what an amazing view going round the sea here. There's actually mussels growing down below, and again the water is crystal clear. First impressions of Montenegro, amazing. Driving around, we had to pull over because we've spotted these two churches. I think it may be a monastery on the little islands out in the lake. That would be quite a life of solitude, living out in the water like that. What a glorious evening.
Look at the colour of that water again.
Woo! So we've arrived at our destination in the town. What a view! Little harbour, and we found a hostel on bookings.com, Hostel Pupa.
What? A hostel? What's going on? Well, in fact, in Montenegro, it is law to register in the country within 24 hours. And to do that, because wild camping is illegal, you have to book in accommodation. So what we tend to do is, rather than going on a campsite, which tends to cost about 24 to 35 euros, subject to what's available, because actually we're in closed season. So what we've done is we go onto bookings and we find hostels that have got parking next to or private. And we found this little hostel. We have access to the showers, and anyone living in a van knows how important that is. They've also got very cheap laundrette service here, or laundry facilities. We're still sleeping in Trudy. Shh, because that's illegal. But what we're doing is we're sleeping directly opposite the hostel, and the only reason we're staying in Trudy is A, because we love her, and B, everything we own is in Trudy. And then we also have a Wi-Fi booster, so we can use the Wi-Fi. But it's also lovely to check into a hostel, sit down in the communal areas, hang out with everyone and find out local information.
And it's a good base because we're literally right in the town. So tomorrow morning and tonight maybe we can go for a little walk around, because I've heard this place is a must if you come to Montenegro, and looking around I can really see why. It's stunningly stunning. There's actually the Carnival is on in town tomorrow, so we're super excited. We're going to be sharing that with you, and we're also going to climb up on the hills, the old town and all the old walls up there. We've been given a map by the lovely lady in the hostel, so we're going to do that tomorrow. So it's all worked out really well. We did speak to them about the registration for the police and the tourists, that you have to register within 24 hours, and the hostel said, I don't know, we just register on our system. So I'm not sure it's actually an official registration with the police, but there you go. We've woken up this morning in the beautiful town of Kotor, and we're blessed again with some more nice weather. So today we're going on a little bit of an adventure. We're going to explore the town that you can see behind us. It's a walled town, and then we're going up into the mountains to do the long walk round and down. You can see all the little walkways coming down, and Christina in our hostel has given us an alternative route to go up, so we're going to go up there and check it out. And then this afternoon there is the town carnival. We did it in Panama City. We arrived and accidentally found out there was a carnival, and we've done it again. So at 3 o'clock this afternoon there is the carnival, so we need to be back by 3 o'clock. She says it's only an hour-ish walk up and an hour-ish walk down. But for us and filming, we should be back in time for the carnival. It's only about 8 o'clock in the morning, so we've got plenty of time.
Whilst we've been driving around down through Europe and arriving here in Montenegro, as a driver, it's really funny. I expected there to be a lot more horning in those countries, and I haven't really heard any horning until I've got to Montenegro. But it appears that they're not really horning at each other in cars. They horn to wave at people on the side of the road that they know. It's a really friendly place. So beautiful. I literally, this spot here is like the Côte d'Azur, but it's like nothing financially. It's half the price. So if you want a really lovely, cheap destination to come, where the water is crystal clear and the people are really friendly, I would definitely come here.
So the town actually is a fortified town. You can see the wall all the way around us, and actually there's fortification up in the mountains where we are walking as well. And there are 3 gates, a main gate and 2 side gates that give you access to the town. This is actually the main gate into the town that you can see behind it, with the cannons, just to show it is a fortified town. The morning preparations for the carnival are well underway, and the police are all out putting up barriers all over town to stop the pedestrians. So we just found the beginning of the pathway, and we're going up and away. This isn't the normal tourist path. Christina in the hostel wanted to give us a different experience, So we're coming up the non-touristy way. Sunday morning. It's going to be a nice quiet walk up there, I think. We've actually come to a junction. I was assuming that is the way up, but there is actually another path here. So we're just going to go and have a look straight on and check it out. I think this is going more down the valley. Not this way. No, it comes to a dead end. No, we were right. Back to where we were. So this is the route. I don't know whether you can see behind me, winding up the side of the mountain to the top. And apparently there is actually a cheese and sort of local produce shop at the top. Whether it's open on a Sunday or not, I'm not sure, but we'll find out. You can see all the way up the rock face, the wall that they built back in the day. It's really quite an achievement to build a wall on this sort of surface. Fair play.
Big feat of engineering.
It's a massive feat of engineering. We're having trouble walking up, let alone building a wall. All right, love. We got a new friend from China joining us.
Tom.
Tom. So if you were wondering whether it's a long walk, it's quite a long walk. I think we're about halfway. You can still see up to the top there, we've still got a bit to go. But the good thing about this winding path is it's not actually very steep. You're just walking further. So it's slow and steady. The view is getting better and better as we go up. What do you think of that?
Can you actually imagine living here and doing your weekly shop? We saw a donkey at the bottom of this lane tied up, and I reckon that it belongs to this house. They probably take it down, do their shopping, and then get the donkey to bring the shopping back up. What a beautiful view, but how isolated. You wouldn't want to be old and live here.
We've climbed up the back way. And if you come from the town, they actually, normally there's a charge. But during low season, it's free both ways. But during high season, the way that we've just come is also free. And apparently the walk is a little bit easier. We've just spotted, there's a sign up there that says homemade goat's cheese, 80 meters. So there's a shop at the top here. So we're going to go and have a little look.
Is this possibly the best view in the whole of Montenegro? We're going to stay here, have a drink, and admire this stunning view.
So we've just bought a drink and we gave him a little tip, and he's brought out a bottle with no label, which sounds like some local liqueur or spirit.
Is it good? It's at the top. It's at
Oh, what's it called?
Raka?
Rakia.
Rakia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, rakia.
Yes. Huh?
Beautiful.
A little bit. A little bit. A little bit.
Okay.
Okay. A little bit.
That's why you should always pull your
A
own.
little bit.
Oh yeah,
A
that's
little
right.
bit. A little bit. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my god.
Oh,
No, it's okay. It's okay.
okay. Huh?
Did you make it?
Yes, my friend.
Your friend made it.
My friend, Tivat.
Ah, into that.
Really?
Trivoli!
Trivoli.
Trivoli!
Yes, Paul.
Okay. Ooh!
Ah.
No smoking allowed. If you do arrive in Kotor, you have to walk up this hill. The views, they speak for themselves. They do. And we're heading up over the fortress, and then we're going to walk back down to the town the other way, just to give a different perspective. I'm loving Montenegro.
What a lovely little find. Thank you so much to Christina from the hostel, helping us find this lovely location where the little coffee shop is, the cheese shop, and here is a chapel. Look at this. Wowzers. You can still see the blue dye paint on the ceiling. It's amazing how cold it is in here. And you can see where there's been some repair work. There's still a bit of roof, but wowzers, and you can see where the altar would have been.
Just to give you a little bit of perspective, the building, if you can see behind us on the hill, is where we just stopped for a bottle of water. As we walk around, there's little abandoned buildings, and I'm sure they could tell a story or two. We're just climbing to the edge of the wall. Christina said that there is a window that you can climb through to get you the other side of the wall. So we're going to go and see if we can find it. I think we're going the right way. And we think that's the window there that you can get through. There's a little ladder.
I've just found out that Kotor is, it has an old name, Katara, which is the city of cats. We were talking about how many cats there are.
What an awesome view from the top here. You can actually see Trudy parked by the marina down there. That's where we slept last night and are staying tonight. And then the main town of Kotor down here, surrounded by the wall. It's not actually a very big town at all. It was built so that in a bit like a maze, so that if they were invaded, it was hard for the invading troops to chase people and they'd get lost. And you could see that looking down on the streets below. 3 squares and 3 gates, and we're looking forward to having a little walk around the town in a bit. But first we have a few more steps to go so we can actually say we've done the top. What a walk, not for the faint-hearted, and quite a long way up, but the views that you get, pretty good. In fact, they're, well, see them for yourself. So yesterday we drove all the way around the ford here to the town. We've only got that little bit left to do. Nearly there. Oh, that's a bit dodge. We've officially made it to the top. Woo! How you feeling, love?
Lovely spot, really worth the climb. I hate climbing, but this is worth it.
Oh, you can see all the way around. And this is the road that we're going tomorrow, heading to Albania.
Oh, are we going that way?
That's the way we're going.
How lovely. Lovely.
because that's the way we came from, which means we're going that way. Look who we found! It's the guys from Turkey we met in Bosnia.
We've met the epic Turkish guys again, and they were telling us that in fact it's 1,340 steps if you come up the front way. That sounds really hard. I would definitely recommend the pathway coming up because it's literally just a pathway with stones rather than steps. Step aerobic class of 1,340 steps is not my thing. Like all tourist places, everyone is trying to get the shot. I'm a little bit nervous of heights, so I'm feeling particularly anxious right now. There are people balancing on walls, on roofs, hanging off cliffs. They literally are doing all sorts of craziness to get the shot. Like literally on roofs.
Don't do it!
I keep shouting, don't die for Instagram.
And the long walk down begins.
All the way down the steps you can see these little fortifications. They're almost rack and ruin now, but you can imagine how it would have been structured and what a great design it would have been to protect this fortified town. And the soldiers would have had a great office. It's not bad for a view, is it? As we've been driving through the Balkans, I was actually shouting at Chris randomly saying, get a picture of those trees, get a picture of those trees, because they're so cool. Comments below. I have no idea what the name of these trees are, but aren't they just lovely? They just rise from the ground and go up to the sky. I always say that the best places are where you meet the best people, and we have met some fabulous people. We are grateful to Christina for showing us the back route. Even coming down this way is quite tricky. There are lots of steps, lots of like slopes, rocky, slippy, rocky slopes. Not for the faint-hearted, as Chris said earlier.
So that is it, we've made it down to the bottom, and we're going to try and head back to Trudy for a little spot of lunch before the carnival begins, and then we'll have a look around the town this afternoon. That is a gate. We didn't realise that was a gate when we walked past this morning, but we found our way out, and Trudy's just over there. The good thing about paying for the one night in the hostel is we managed to wash the bedding rather than going to a laundrette, and they've got a little washing line here, so we're taking full advantage. Are they dry yet? Dry! Good job. So it's carnival day, and at 3 o'clock, in about 20 minutes, the carnival should be going past us on the main street. You can see a fire engine behind us because every year it's traditional that they burn something. And the couple that we met on top of the hill this morning, they told us that in the next town yesterday during the carnival day, they actually built a bug, which is apparently a problem this year because it's destroying some of the palm trees, so they burnt the bug. Here today, I'm not sure what they're going to be burning, but we'll find out. It's due to start any time. You can see it's starting to fill up behind me, and the music is really loud. We've just finished watching the Carnival procession go past. You can still hear it. We're walking parallel to the street now. And we thought we'd take the opportunity while we're here to have a look around this wonderful town. And honestly, little narrow streets and what character. It's definitely worth a walk around here. And lots of bars where people are drinking and enjoying the atmosphere on Carnival Day. So the original construction of this town, they actually made all these little narrow streets with lots of little walkways. So it was more like a maze, so that if people were being chased through back in the day, that they would lose their attackers behind them. And hopefully when we're walking around today, we're not going to get lost. But looking at these streets, I think we might. Luckily, it's not too big, so if you get lost, it won't take you hours to get out.
And we're parked very near to the music, so we can just follow the speakers.
There you go. Famous last words. But look, all these little narrow, you know, everywhere, it just goes off. It's amazing. We've come down into another one of the squares and it's absolutely stunning. Look, the church behind me. There's lots of outside eating places. The music from the carnival is still going on and it's absolutely glorious today. You can see the mountain, the hill that we climbed earlier today towering above us. It's a really amazing town. You have to come here and have a little walk around. Each corner you turn, there's another little narrow road, all with beautiful stone floors. It's really nice. I'm enjoying walking around here. And how lucky are they with the weather today with this carnival? We found the main square.
There's so many people.
There's so many people. What an atmosphere. Oh, and I found an ATM, which is what we were looking at. So we're just waiting down by the fire engine because the time has come where they're going to burn whatever they're going to burn this year. So we'll find out what it is really soon. And for those of you playing the Tread the Globe drinking game, it's beautiful. Time to take a shot. I know I'm hot, that's why you married me.
No, but like really
No, I am really hot. And we've just chilled here, had a drink or two.
I'm climbing through here and Chris wants me to do a reveal. What is wrong with this man? Oh, and there's a little friendly cat purring on the edge.
We've just watched the Carnival procession, bleh, can't talk.
And they burn effigies, as Chris said earlier.
I am recording vlog, man.
I am literally climbing up through a window and Chris says, get the camera out and take a reveal. So I'm taking one for the team and I'm going to do a reveal. Can you...
I am YouTuber.
Me too. So I've just told Chris that we need to go and do a little bit of dancing. Don't we, love? So we're able to.
Bloopers. They all want to be in it.